Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Drop, and this is my review of the Adidas Ultraboost 5X. So this just came out. Well, this is the first colorway that came out and I've had it for a little bit, and some other colorways have just released as well. They just released a whole bunch of colorways. This shoe retails for 180 bucks. Like, every single Ultra Boost has been priced, I believe, since the original Ultra Boost. So the original Ultra Boost was like 180 bucks. And as you guys all know, this is Adidas's kind of like most comfortable shoe. It's supposed to be a running shoe, but I don't think any runners ever wear Ultra Boost. I feel like most runners wear like Nike, you know what I mean, mostly, and some other kind of brands as well. I don't really see a lot of like serious runners wearing Adidas running shoes for some reason, or not Adidas running shoes, just like Ultra Boost, you know. But yeah, they're saying this is the most cushioned and most comfortable Ultra Boost, and of course this is a running shoe, but I didn't really run in it. It's more like a casual review. I did run around in it a little bit, like when I was like working out, I was doing the treadmill and stuff like that, but I wasn't like seriously running. It's more just like a casual review, walking around, you know, going out with my girl and stuff like that. And yeah, so if you guys do want to cop, I'll try to leave an affiliate link in the description box. If you do choose to get any of these Ultra Boosts, it does help me out if you buy it from the affiliate links in the description box or underneath this video, or the links will be in the corners. And as always, thank you guys so much for all the support. But yeah, the Ultra Boost has come a long way, and as you guys all know, like, it used to be actually a very hard shoe to get, like the original Ultra Boost that came out. It was super hyped, and then you guys remember the NMDs as well from Adidas? Man, and then Adidas killed the hype, especially with Boost. You know, Boost had a lot of hype, and then they just kind of killed the hype, which kind of sucks. But it's good for regular consumers if you really want the shoe, but I feel like they kind of killed the hype, right? But either way, let's get it started off with the Tracciones. In this colorway, we have a mix of solid and translucent rubber, right? And then on the solid rubber, we have some like rectangular grooves with some holes, right, to reduce the weight, as well as here in the heel. And then where the translucent rubber is, we just have some holes, right? And also it says Continental, so like every other Ultra Boost, it has Continental rubber, just like in every other Ultra Boost. Like this one is also using Continental, and then of course the original one is using Continental as well, right? But one thing that I really like about the brand new Ultra Boost is that it has really good grip. And of course, it's a running shoe, or I'm sure like a lot of, or most people will use this shoe just for casual use as well, right? Just if you want a really comfortable shoe. So grip and traction is not super important, but you still kind of want a little bit of grip, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be sliding around all over the dang place, especially on like, you know, tile or something like that, or if it's like wet. You want a little bit of grip at least, you know, and this shoe has really good grip. I don't know what they did with the rubber compound, but it has really good grip. It has a really loud, high-pitched squeak as well, which of course, that doesn't really matter, but I mean, that's something that's never been a thing on an Ultra Boost from my personal experience. Like all the other Ultra Boosts, like this one, and the original Ultra Boost were very silent, right? And also, as far as durability goes, these weren't that good, honestly, right? They're saying it's Continental rubber, it's supposed to be very durable and stuff like that, but honestly, from my experience, it's not super durable. And all the other ones weren't super durable either, so I don't think this one's gonna be that durable. But just one thing that really stood out to me is that it had a really good bite, which is obviously you don't need for a casual shoe, but that's just something that I noticed, right? So there is the traction there, and also in the middle of the outsole, and then kind of like going into the forefoot and heel just a tiny bit. You can see this X shape with this torsion system. And now moving on to the heel to toe transition. I mean, obviously for a running shoe, it has really good heel to toe transition. And I guess like when you're walking around, you kind of want really smooth heel to toe transition, right? It's not as important, I guess, as like, you know, running. I guess this is a running shoe, obviously, but if you're casually walking around, you kind of want something a little bit smoother, you know what I mean? So just with the shape, look at this, right here in the heel, it's crazy curved, and here in the forefoot, look at that. You know, so I just get this really nice rocking motion. It's kind of like a rocking chair almost, you know what I mean? So with this shape, it's really, really smooth. And then, of course, here in the heel, we have a fully exposed boost, right? It's light boost, and we'll get into all that. But yeah, it's fully exposed for the midsole, so super duper soft here in the heel, right? So just striking your heel, it feels really, really smooth when you're walking and also running. And then transferring that here into the forefoot, we got that nice curved shape. And then with the torsion system, you have good torsion support for it. It doesn't bend at all here in the midfoot, but we have a lot of flex here in the forefoot, and it has a little bit of springiness as well, but of course it's still super duper smooth. So heel to toe transition, extremely, extremely nice. And now moving on to the cushioning setup, oh my goodness guys, it has to be one of the most comfortable shoes that I've tried this year, and also the most comfortable Ultraboost as far as cushion goes that I've ever tried, right? So I've tried a good amount of Ultraboost, right? I've had, you know, the original one, and then I believe this was the Ultraboost 2.0 with this different primate, but I mean the outsole and midsole is pretty much the exact same. And then we have this one, right? This Ultraboost, which was a different design, and then we have this one, which I believe came out like last year or a couple years ago with the light boost, which they switched it up with that. And then this one, right? So this brand new one, like I said, they're using light boost. It says light boost here in the forefoot on the actual midsole. And as far as court feel goes, it has the worst court feel. Or I guess you're not super low to the ground, which of course isn't super important. I did feel pretty tall. I mean, you are pretty high up off the ground. It's like 2 to 3 inches off the ground, especially here in the heel. So you do feel pretty tall, right? So that feels extremely nice, especially if you want a lot of comfort, you know? So as far as thickness of the overall foam goes, it is the thickest out of any Ultraboost that I've tried, right? And then not only that, this light boost has a crazy amount of compression here in the heel. It's just super duper soft, which is of course super duper comfortable. Also, it didn't feel unstable or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like sometimes, you know, especially with like really soft foams in like running shoes, it just feels really unstable sometimes, you know what I mean? It just feels too soft, too mushy. But for some reason, like I'm not super heavy. I'm only like 160 pounds, so I guess I'm like average weight. Obviously, if you're heavier, you're gonna feel it a lot more for the cushion, but like if you're average weight, I feel like, you know, it'll be stable enough for you. Like when I was just walking around, it didn't feel too soft, too mushy. It actually felt perfect for me as far as overall compression goes. And also in the forefoot, there's a crazy amount of compression as well. I mean, just comparing, like look at the difference in the actual foam. Look at the midsole. Look at how thick the 5X is. It's almost like twice as thick as the original Ultraboost, which is absolutely insane. And not only is it super comfortable from the actual like foam midsole, it's actually extremely comfortable for the step-in comfort as well, right? So first of all, the insole is pretty trash. It's just a really thin, regular insole that Adidas usually gives you in all their shoes, right? And honestly, I'm glad that it's not thicker, because if it was thicker, it would be a little bit harder to feel the actual struggle board and boost right underneath your foot. So I'm not super mad at that, right? But then underneath the insole, we can see the strobo board, and it's something that I've never seen in an Ultraboost, right? So if you look at the 5X, the brand new Ultraboost, we have a regular strobo board around it kind of, but then when you press it, it's actually still soft, you know, with this like plastic material. But of course, here in the heel, we have a very, very large like oval shaped cutout, which you can literally feel the light boost, right? It's extremely soft in the heel. You have really good underfoot cushion in the heel, but also in the forefoot, we have a very large circular shape as well, exposing the boost. And it's just really, really nice. It's thick, and then your foot really digs into that. So when you're walking and running, you can feel your foot digging into the boost, and also you can feel the actual overall midsole compressing as well. And then actually has a little bit of bounce back, which is weird, you know what I mean? So I feel like light boost, it's soft, it's just as soft as regular boost, but also has a little bit more bounce than the original boost, but also it's a lot lighter, which we'll get into in weight, right? Which is a little bit different than all the other Ultraboosts, right? So if you look at this one, it has a netted strobo board, which is still extremely soft, right? But obviously we do have a little bit of strobo board that's glued down. It's a little bit stiffer than fully exposed boost, right? Same thing with this one, we have a netted strobo board as well. It's pretty much the same, but it is a little bit stiffer than the light boost version. And then the original Ultraboost also has a netted strobo board, right? But that's it's soft, but of course not as soft as just fully unadulterated boost, right? Exposed boost. So this cushioning setup is absolutely amazing. And now moving on to the upper, we have a primate material like every single other Ultraboost has had, right? But in my personal opinion, I think I just like the original Ultraboost better. right? It's just softer. It feels a little bit better for quality because it just feels like a cloth, you know what I mean? With the new one, it feels like they implemented a little bit of like plastic almost with these threads. And I do see a little bit of fraying in the material right here. Hopefully it's coming out on camera, but there's a little bit of fraying. I haven't even used these that much. Obviously, comparing to these older Ultra Boosts that I have, it feels like, it looks like I've used this 5X material a little bit more. It's just fraying a little bit more, you know what I mean? Same thing with this one. This one it's nice and stretchy and soft. And same thing with this one, but it just actually all these other Ultra Boosts, it feels more like a cloth rather than a little bit more plastic, but it's extremely soft and comfortable still, you know what I mean? It's just for quality, it doesn't feel as nice, you know? So it feels really nice here in the toe box, and then of course it is a one booty upper like every other Ultra Boost has been, and it's really soft for the collar here, right? So if you look at the original Ultra Boost, it's not super stretchy for the sock collar. It has a little bit of padding, but all the other Ultra Boosts like this one, and the new 5X, you have this stretchy knit collar. You can stretch it open just like a sock. You have a very high heel tab. So literally you can just slide this shoe on like a sock, which of course feels great. And we do have some like Achilles pillows here as well, which does feel kind of nice. But honestly, it's not well padded at all. It's just a really nice sock-like material that every other Ultra Boost has had, right? And also we have an external heel counter, right? And it kind of wraps around into the medial side as well. And the 3 stripes logo on the side, right, on the lateral and medial side, and it is 3M in this colorway as well. So overall, I do like the upper. It feels really nice on foot. It's thin, it's very breathable. It feels like a sock and all that. It's just it doesn't feel as good for quality comparing to the other ones, you know, but it's still pretty nice for the quality, right? Now moving on to the fit, I went true to size and the shoe fits me like a glove. My toes go right to the edge of the shoe. Here in the toe box is also pretty snug, which feels great. And like I said, this material does stretch over your foot, which does improve the fit a little bit. And also width-wise, I would say it's around normal width. You know, it's not super narrow or anything. So overall fit is really, really nice. Overall lockdown felt great as well. Like I didn't have any heel slippage. Obviously, if you're doing a lot of lateral movements, this is, I mean, it's just a running shoe, so you're not gonna feel any type of support laterally, obviously. But you know, I probably wouldn't recommend working out in these shoes. You know, if you're gonna be doing squats and stuff like that, this is way too soft of a cushion. And also, if you're gonna be doing like high intensity training and stuff like that, doing a lot of lateral movements, this is not the best either, right? You probably want a little bit more support on the lateral side, but other than that, if you're just casually walking around, not a huge deal. Like I said, the cushion wasn't too mushy or anything. So there's that. And now moving on to the weight of the shoe, which surprised the hell out of me, right? So this shoe feels extremely light, you know, and like I said in a lot of my videos, Boost is actually kind of heavy. Like all the other cushioning setups and foams from other companies, like Boom, for example, from Li Ning or Way of Wade. There's N2 foam as well from Anta, you know. They pretty much, it's a very similar type of cushion, right? But Boost is just heavy, you know, makes the overall shoe heavy. But then with Light Boost, like I said, it's actually not that heavy. So weighing the brand new Ultra Boost is 8.8 ounces, which is extremely lightweight. That surprised me, right? So to compare, we have this one, this red one, which also uses Light Boost. It's also super light, but it's an ounce heavier, right? 9.7 ounces. And then we have this one, which is just regular Boost, I believe it was. And this is pretty heavy. It's 11.3 ounces. For running shoes, that's actually kind of heavy. And then the original Ultra Boost is not 10 ounces actually, 10 ounces, right? So they actually shut off a good amount of weight. And I really like what they did with the Light Boost. Obviously the upper is probably around the same, but with the Light Boost, it's thicker as well, which is kind of crazy, right? So with this shoe, it's thicker, it's more plush, it's bouncier, and it's more comfortable, but also it's lighter, which is great. You know what I mean? So I really like the weight change there. And now moving on to the aesthetics, I like it. You know, this colorway looks great. Some of the other colorways that just came out as well look pretty dang good. And I feel like it looks the best. Besides the original Ultra Boost, I feel like this looks the best. But out of all the other Ultra Boosts that have come out, I think the new one looks the best. You know what I mean? But it sure is the most comfortable Ultra Boost that I've tried ever. You know what I mean? So yeah, wrapping things up, yeah, if you guys do want an extremely comfortable shoe just to casually walk around, and also it's pretty dang nice for running as well. It's very well cushioned, it's super soft, but also it offers a little bit of bounce back as well. this is an amazing shoe. And like I said, this is the most comfortable shoe that I've tried so far this year. So definitely do not sleep on these. 180 bucks, of course, is pretty dang expensive. But if you're willing to spend the money and you want an extremely comfortable shoe, definitely go ahead and cop these, right? But anyways, that about concludes my review of the Adidas Ultraboost 5X. Again, if you guys do want to cop a, try to leave in the free link in the description box. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.